Good morning, everybody. It's March 26th, Saturday, 2022. And as you see, we've had a lot of rain lately. I don't know if you can see all that water setting in the back of that field, but water setting everywhere. So, you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. I haven't made a video for a couple of days, but been transplanting in the greenhouse with Carol, with her brother. It's just been blowing and thrashing. In 2 days we did 250 hangers and I don't know how many trays. Busy. I was the pot filler and dirt dumper and stuff, so they was actually waiting on me all the time. It was like just bulling. So by the time we put in till 3:30, 4 o'clock, I didn't do much videoing. So anyway, this is what I've been up to. I went upstairs, got some oak, made some panels. This here is going to be the top. Of course, it came out there. I had a little difference in variation there on the thickness that I didn't realize. But that's all right. I'll take care of that later. If I think there's too much variation there, I'll split it down the middle, plane both sides, and then put a couple biscuits in and do one more joint. It's wide enough I can do that without, because it hasn't been trimmed to size yet. But I think I can just sand it. It'll be good enough. And yeah, these are the two ends. 24 inches tall, 16 inches deep. And this is the back. 24 inches tall, 30 inches, 32 inches. Actually goes the other direction, that's why it doesn't look right. Just did that one yesterday. I've just been doing this stuff in the evening. So anyway, I didn't have all vertical grain. This is not quarter sawn, by the way. I know some of you will argue that it is, but quarter sawn is a procedure. This stuff was just plain sawn, and I just picked out the stuff that happened to be the middle cuts, and then I cut the pith out of the middle, and you end up with a piece of vertical grain. Has nothing to do with being quarter sawn. But I, reverse the grains every time, and then a piece of vertical grain, and I kind of just kept all, changing them so that hopefully it'll be a neutral expansion, as far as keeping it straight. Wood is funny like that. This is oak though. It usually is pretty stable once you get it dry. This was cut on a bolter back in the year 2000. So it's been stuck upstairs here in the barn for 22 years. It should be pretty much acclimated, So I got 4 pieces left. I'm gonna run these across the table saw just to get them parallel. Because right now they're probably not. They may be, who knows. Yeah, that is 13/16. Yeah, that's right on the money, that one is. But, so that one doesn't need anything. Just be jointed again. Because I got to joint that edge. But, kind of a funny thing, those first panels, I fought with those and fought with them to get them jointed good enough to glue. I finally says, there's something in my adjustment here on my jointer that was off. So I went to bed, I woke up in the middle of the night and I said, that table's got to be high on the outfeed. Just, how you, well, I'm one of those people that do things in my sleep at night. So anyway, I woke up the next morning. I'll show you what I did. I went downstairs and I got this nice little, it's actually made to do the saw set on teeth. So, you just set it at 0 like that. And then you put it on your outfeed, set it on top of your blade edge very carefully so you don't dull it. And that outfeed was 3/1000 high. I lowered it 3/1000 and it's like a whole different machine. 2 passes on everything, and she's right on the money. You can glue them right together. So anyway, yeah, that was kind of a an interesting thing. But anyway, I'm gonna get this here glowed up, and we'll start cutting some panels here in a little while. Well, this is actually going to be a computer monitor table with room for the computer underneath. Nothing fancy, 3-sided box with wheels on the bottom so she can roll it around. Simple. I'll bring you back. That was one pass on each end. Let's see here. I got the grains going opposite, so that's good. Boy, the ends are just a skosh off. I don't know if you can see that little tiny gap right there. I think the glue will handle that though. That's pretty darn good, really. Although this one here seems to have a belly in it. One of them does. I ain't sure which one. We'll see here which one has the belly. Well, that seems to be straight. Yeah, I think this one here has got a little high point in the middle. You might fall off, I don't know. This thing vibrates. Now let's see if that helped it. Yes, it did. That's much better. Yeah, nice tight joint. You know, that's good enough. Glue will handle that. And that's how I do it. Yeah, that one goes that way. The other one goes the other way. So I got them opposites like they're supposed to be. I got 2 more to do. I'll get the stack all done. I'll mark them for biscuits in 3 places. And I just put biscuits in just to line it up when you're gluing. It's the only thing it's in there for. Other than that, you could just glue it and not even worry about it. But it's a pain to keep them all lined up perfect. So I'll bring you back in a little bit. This bottle of glue I'm using is probably 3 years old. And it's a little on the stiff side, but seems to work all right. Oh, got a hair there, that'll hold the wood apart. Or a bristle, I should say. Don't know if they're man-made or if they're natural, but anyway. So, I'm not going to slather this stuff here in glue. I'm just using the biscuits 100% for line-up purposes. And that's all. Yeah, look at the dust come off that hammer. Huh. I guess I don't actually feel anything. That's good. Put it together. Yep. I got squeeze out. That's what I want. I think this is going to be the last joint with this bottle. Yeah. Then he goes in the trash. Oh, that squeeze is a little easier. Quite a lot runnier. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's see what we can do. Squeeze out everywhere, that's the main thing. Ah, come on. For some reason, we're not going together right there in the middle. I wonder why. There we go. Had to have been something to do with the biscuit. Yeah. I like it. Yeah, so we got squeeze out everywhere. Not a lot. This here was a thicker glue. But, you know, we got squeeze out. That's all that matters. And, yeah. So anyway, that panel now, we'll just give it about an hour to set up. And while that's setting up, we're going to start squaring these up. We got to get them 24 inches tall. And I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it because I don't have a big table saw, you know, with a big table. So, Probably going to put a board across it and run a skill saw on one edge, and then I can do the rest on the table saw. So I'll bring you back when I figure that out. Well, we got this thing done. I use the old rusty square. I squared it to this edge here, and I freehanded it on the table saw. Not very graceful, I didn't film it. And after I got done, I ran it across the jointer, which of course I had a little bit of tear out on the back edge, and then I flipped it up and ran this edge on the jointer to get rid of the tear out. So I've got the bottom, which was gonna be my problem child. I got that all done. This is actually the inside because it's got some knots. The other side doesn't have any knots showing. Got a lot of markings I gotta sand off it, but that's all right. We'll get them with sander later. So anyway, yeah, so that's how I did that, and it came out, you can see, you know, the grains quite visible, so it did a nice job cutting it. The blades are sharp in the jointer, so anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go and rip this to 24 inch, and I'm gonna do them other two panels, so that'll get me the 3 sides done. And then I gotta do a dado. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Well, I was bad. I got working along here and kind of forgot to do some filming for a while, but I'm fitting this in like so. And as you can see, I got a little bit extra there that I got to joint off. Not much. One pass, and I think it'll do it. So I got a little bit of tear out there on the edge, but it's going to be hid up inside. Let's see here what that looks like. Yeah, it's not bad. This problem right here is me cutting crooked. And I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it. By the time we screw this all in together, it's going to be real close. There might be a little gap up top. But there's going to be a computer setting in here, so I don't think it's going to be too noticeable. If I was doing high-end furniture, I'd be ashamed of it, but, you know, for a guy that does metal work, you know, it's all right. A little disappointing, but it's all right. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and mark this end to be cut. And I've already got the other board all trimmed out to fit here down the bottom. So yeah, this is just straightforward measuring, making a mark, and cut that off on the table saw, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. Well, I got that one fit good enough for my liking. Like I say, the other side over there is not perfect, but this side's a lot better. Got it fitted in there pretty good. It's hitting dead on the corners. Same way on the bottom. So it'll come in pretty good for an amateur, you know. I'm gonna go and mark with a pencil very lightly and space out some screws here. Same thing on this bottom. And screw this side on. The other side's screwed in the bottom. As you can see. I'll plug these holes later. Anyway, I'll bring you back here when I get doing some of that. Well, I got that bottom all screwed in, just 3 across the back. And I just fit this front piece in. I was thinking after I did this, I probably should have brought this bottom all the way out and put this one underneath instead of having this one on the face, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm gonna put about 4 equally spaced screws in that to hold it. And I'll probably put one down here, an inch off the bottom to keep it from twisting back if it gets hit. And as you can see, my bottom isn't in there exactly square. I'm gonna have to sand that to get that to come right. Yeah, no big deal though. So I'm gonna do a little more drilling and securing here. Well, I've been waiting for that to happen. I broke that damn little drill off right there. So, yeah, that's going to be a blemish. I'm going to unscrew this to see if that drill was out the back yet. If it was, I can get it. Well, best laid plans. Had to add a strip on the back because this end here was wide enough. I didn't realize that this board was tapered as much as it is. It's about a 1/2 inch in the length of it. And it came right about here, about 1/8 of an inch inside. So of course you can't just add a little bit because when you trim it off, you end up seeing the biscuits. So this is going to be the back now. And we'll trim off on the front where there's no biscuits. And it'll be all right. Gonna set me behind a little bit. I'll come out after supper and finish her up. That's all it's got to be done is fit the top, screw it down, and put the wheels on it after I get it, you know, varnished up and stuff. I'm going to use this stuff called Golden Oak. Seems to have a pretty good color. Yeah, that's what I'm going to put on it. I think I got enough there to do it. I'm not sure. Put one coat on it. Anyway, we'll see. So, yeah, and I also got to cut a bunch of plugs too after supper. But I'll bring it back along. Well, I've taken the clamps off now. I'm going to let this dry overnight. Because it ought to have 10, 12 hours at least of good drying before I start putting screws into it. But tomorrow morning I will sand this, get that glue off, and we'll put it on the base. I'll go down the shop and cut out a bunch of butternut plugs. We'll plug these holes with some glue and plugs, and we'll finish it. So there'll be, I guess, part 2 on this little ordeal. But anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe, guys. Talk to you later.